Hi everyone, and welcome to my teaching project number 3. Today we're going to explore one of the most important parts of our body, that is the abdominal cavity, and all the digestive organs that it contains. We will use the human models only in this video to help you remember everything better. I will also share some Spanish tips or memory tricks. Lucas, return it. These short phrases will make structures easier to recall and more fun to learn. Vamos a empezar. Let's begin with the diaphragm or diaphragma in Spanish. This is the dome-shaped muscle that separates the thoracic cavity, where your heart and lungs sleep, from the abdominal cavity, which houses your digestive system. Its main job is to help with breathing. When you inhale, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, creating space in your lungs to pull in air. Without it, breathing will be much harder. The Spanish tip for this one is el domo que te deja respirar. This means the dome that lets you breathe. It helps you remember that the diaphragm has a rounded shape and it is essential for taking in air. So D equals domo del cuerpo. Um, Stomach. Next we have the stomach or stomago. This organ is a muscular sac that lies just below the diaphragm on the left side of your body. Its job is to store, churn, and break down the food using strong acids and enzymes. Once the stomach turns your food into a thick liquid called chyme, it sends it to the small intestine. The Spanish tip for this one is think of the stomach as una licuadora con ácido, a blender full of acid. Breaks the food down just like a blender would, mixing it up and preparing it for the next step. So for here, E equals estómago, and also like experimentador de comida, and user for food. You can imagine the stomach squeezing and turning, just like your hand mixing a masa for tortillas. It's doing heavy digestive work. Then we're gonna have the small intestine. Once the food leaves the stomach, it enters into the small intestine or intestino delgado. So you can notice like almost all of them sound the same in English and Spanish. This is where most nutrients absorption takes place. It has three parts. First, the duodenum, where the enzymes and the bile enter, and then the jejunum and the ileum. It's called small because of its diameter, not its length, because in fact it is like around 20 feet long. The Spanish memory trick for this is delgado, pero delicado. Thin but dedicated. Even though it's narrow, it does one of the most important jobs, absorbing the nutrients into the bloodstream. So remember, D equals delgado and dedicado a absorber. This is the reason why even though you eat a little bit plate of arroz or whatever, your body turns it into enough energy for a whole day. We also have the mesentery or mesenterio that is holding the small intestine in plates, and it's a structure called the mesentery or mesenterio because it looks like a thin, clear sheet that connects the intestine to the back of the abdominal wall. But it's more than just support. It contains the blood vessels, lymphatics, nerves, and carry out like the nutrients, oxygen, and waste in and out of the intestines. The Spanish trick for this picture is as a sábana mágica, a magic sheet that it holds your intestines like a net, and it carries the nutrients like a delivery driver. So for this, M equals manta mágica de los intestinos. So next time you think of intestines, imagine them wrapped up in a tortilla of mesentery, full of nutrients being delivered. The large intestine or colon, the food moves into the large intestine or colon, and this organ is responsible for absorbing water from the waste left over after nutrient absorption. It starts at the cecum, where the appendix is attached, then follows a path through the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, down the ascending colon, and ends in the sigmoid colon, leading to the rectum. The Spanish tip for this, think of this as like La Carretera de la Popó, the Poop Highway, where the waste travels along this road until it's ready to be excreted. For this, think of C as colon, and remember, although the appendix doesn't do much, it can become inflamed and cause really, really bad problems, like appendicitis. It's like that street on the main web highway. Yeah. Um, then we have the liver, or hígado. It's one of the largest and busiest organs in the body. It sits on the right side of your abdomen and performs hundreds of functions. Most importantly, for digestion, it produces the bile to help break down the fats, and it also filters the toxins from the blood that comes from the digestive tract. So the Spanish term for this, think as it of filtro, the filter of the body. Everything that you eat and drink goes through the liver to be cleaned before it goes anywhere else. So for this one, think of H as hígado, also as héroe del cuerpo. It saves you from harmful toxins every day. The liver also stores vitamins and helps regulate the metabolism. It is like your internal doctor and cleaner in one. Here we also have the hepatic artery, the portal vein, and the hepatic vein. The liver is connected to the three important blood vessels. The hepatic artery brings the fresh, oxygen-rich blood from the heart, and the hepatic portal brings the blood filled with nutrients from the intestine. The hepatic vein takes the clean blood out of the heart. So the Spanish trick for this, these are like las tres autopistas del hígado, the three highways of the liver. Each one has a special job, like a delivery truck or like a garbage truck or fresher truck. So the H is gonna be for hígado con tres autopistas. Understanding this helps you picture the liver as a traffic hub or your blood. Um, we also have the gallbladder and biliary ducts, basically ductus. Under the liver is the gallbladder or vesicular biliar. It's a small greenish pouch that stores the bile made of the liver. When you eat fatty foods like cheese or fried food, the gallbladder squeezes out bile into the bile ducts. These ducts then um, include the right and left hepatic ducts, the common hepatic duct, and the cystic duct, and the common bile duct. The Spanish term for this, think of the gallbladder as un vasito verde que guarda jabón, a little green cup that stores soap, that is the bile, for fats. And the B is gonna equal vasito verde de bilis. So the bile is like a dish soap for your stomach and it helps break up grease and fat so your intestine can absorb them like more easy. Um, then we have the pancreas. Behind the stomach, it's pancreas, or pancreas, it sounds literally the same. And it's like long and flat and plays a key role in both digestion and also in the blood sugar regulation. It produces digestive enzymes that go into the duodenum through the pancreatic duct and also hormones like insulin that regulate the blood sugar. So the Spanish tip for this one, picture the pancreas as el chef escondido, the hidden chef. It quietly sends out digestive sauces without being seen. So P equals pancreas and also P is a chef de cuerpo. Just like a chef in a restaurant kitchen, the pancreas prepares everything your body needs behind the scenes. So then we're gonna have the spleen. Although not part of the digestive system, the spleen or vaso is located in the upper left part of the abdominal cavity, and it filters the blood, recycles salt, red blood cells, and suppresses your immune system. The Spanish term for this is el guardia silencioso, the silent guard. It doesn't make food move, but it protects you. B is gonna equal vaso, and also bodyguard de la sangre. Think of it as like a security guard at the entrance to your bloodstream. All so the conclusion, and that's the end of the journey through the abdominal cavity. We covered all the major digestive structures and use Spanish to for memory tips to help you remember them more easily. I really hope this video made you like the material more fun and memorable. Recuerda, tu cuerpo también habla español. And thank you for watching and good luck with our lab practical.